Hey fam, Shabbat Shalom, although the Sabbath is over, and Happy New Moon, we got a 2-in-1. I was very excited for today, during the day, and the day zoomed by like usual. And I have this, and if you're wondering what that is, let's see, a light source? I'll just tell you, it's Virgil's root beer. It is not beer. So today I wanted to bring this thought out of, renewal and humility, and if you're new, I decided to bring Sabbath thoughts out ever since a couple weeks ago because I thought, that would be a very good thing to touch on. And I have a voice, I want to honor him. So, since it's the new moon, and since this kind of ties into the theme of the last thought I did, I wanted to do a thought on renewal and humility. And there's this verse that I think is very important. I do not know the direct address, and I cannot really say it verbatim, so forgive me for that. But I can tell you the gist. The disciples, they were dealing with some pride issues. And Yeshua brings them this little child. And says, come to me as this little child comes to me. And when you think about it, how are young children? They are relatively new to the world. They're ready to receive. They're soft. They're innocent. A lot of people have a lot of guilt in their life. And a lot of people, like to hide things, like to hide secrets. And don't like hearing the truth. And some people think they know everything. But one thing I will say is, remember when you were a child. You are ready to receive. You are still a new wineskin. And so do you want to go back again? Because if so, then Yah has a way to bring you out of the dark place that you're in, where you're stuck being brittle. You're an old wineskin. Your mental health is draining. And you need him more than ever because you're slipping and falling and you're walking in the darkness. As I touched on in the last video. So how do we do that? Well, there's something, that Solomon touches on. How we should be ready to receive wisdom. Because it is one of the most precious treasures you can ever find. And something that Paul touches on. How love is one of the greatest things you can ever have. And when you embrace love, when you learn to drop yourself, get rid of the leaven of self, especially since we're preparing for Passover, when we do this, we're constantly renewed. Now, this is a very good topic because this gets into Romans 6. And you're like, how? Well, the old man's dead, and a new man will be raised with Yeshua. And not only that, but Yeshua's conversation with the Samaritan woman. Basically, Yeshua said, the fathers, they drank, and they were thirsty again. But these are eternal springs that are welling up inside of you, that give you moisture, so that you don't become brittle. So that you are always refreshed, renewed, and ready to receive. So it's very important for us to embrace the concept of humility, for us to embrace wisdom, hold on to it for dear life, because it really is more valuable than anything that, you could find materially in this life, like fine gold, silver, worth beyond rubies. You ever heard of the death grip? When you die, you're still holding on to that thing, and people can't get you off. That's the kind of grip we should have. For keeping his commandments, wisdom, love, and that's where the journey, starts to become more evident. The weightier matters of the journey start to become more evident. It isn't about just what we know. It's about learning to come to him and saying we don't know, appreciating him and appreciating others. A little correction, I meant loving him and loving others. And that's what I was touching on in the first video, mindset. People get so worried about this stuff. Exposing the darkness, man's plans. And sometimes inside they become brittle wineskins. And worry, fear, turns to pride, and soon enough, people get hurt. People find themselves getting hurt because of this. And we can leave off this bitterness that we're feeling. We could actually put the old man aside. We'll still struggle from time to time, and that's okay. But as new wineskins, we come to him with our struggles. So I pray that you've been blessed by this thought. The Bible is such a good book for mental health. It really is. The more you read it, the more you recognize. He wants the best for all of us. And so, on it with that.